Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nerd Break, the podcast where we take a break from life and nerd out about our favorite things. I am your host, Joseph the Broseph, and joining me this week are two of my best friends in the entire digital realm, Zoms
It's me.
and Moxie.
The one who likes to play Scald and Bards. It's me.
This must be a me week. Well, there is
yeah.
at least one letter that is appropriate to today's podcast that is in me. That's the E. As
It
this
is.
week, this week we are talking about all the announcements from E3.
And there's a lot.
Ooh, there is so much. It is taking up this week's entire podcast, and I guarantee you that by the end of it, all of us will lose our minds. That includes you, Zoms. I guarantee it.
Okay. Seeing
I
is believing.
think Zoms is wanting another brain to snack on. Wait, do you eat brains?
That's for that's for the listeners to send in emails to ask certain questions.
Ah.
Well, since you
So if you would
started us
like to-
off,
If you would like to know that question, go ahead and send us an email to the Nerd Break podcast email.
which is nerdbreakpodcast@gmail.com. Don't you dare say you've got me trained, Zoms.
I didn't. I was
Don't you
going
dare
to
say
say
it.
that was beautiful.
I mean, thanks,
But
C
never mind.
protests too much.
Don't you start, Moxie.
Hmm.
Don't you
I've already
start.
started, baby.
Well, just so you know, before I started this podcast
But he's
here,
a
I was
man.
already losing my mind. All right, folks, here we go. We are going to start off with what happened at the Summer Game Fest kickoff show. Now, one of the first things that got announced was Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Yeah.
I'm not really super excited about this game, but that's because I'm just not a Borderlands fan. I don't know what you guys think about it, but it looked interesting enough, and it looked like the craziness that was Borderlands, so
I mean, I like Tiny Tina's aesthetic. Don't get me wrong. Borderlands is a game I've played. Not a big fan of it, so not not too excited about this one.
you might be slightly more on this one because it takes a high fantasy spin on the series.
Hmm.
So maybe, but
Maybe. I don't know
this
about that.
this is going to be something I'm going to be saying a lot. This game does not come out until next year. And when I say that a lot, I mean like practically every other game at a minimum on this list is next year. So much weight.
Damn it.
Here's something interesting. This one took me by surprise, but evidently we are getting a Metal Slug Tactics game. It's made
Ooh,
by .emu.
yeah, that's an old series.
Yes, but thing is, it's only coming to PC so far.
Yes, score for the PC
Damn it.
players.
It looked really good for one. I mean, it's being made by .emu, who did the Streets of Rage 4 remake, among other many, many things that are just amazing over the last several years.
Which I've been playing a lot of that, by the way.
Have you?
The Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah.
Yep, on the Switch.
Well, I've got another announcement later on that's going to really psych you up, Psalms. Trust me, it's coming.
Maybe.
This next one, though, Moxie, I know you're going to flip over it, and you already were flipping earlier, but Death Stranding is getting a director's cut, and it's coming to the PS5.
Yes, more falling over rocks.
More Norman Reedus.
Well, there you go.
Norman Reedus and the funky, well, Yeah, I can't
And the
wait for
Glow
this one.
Babies.
We don't really have much information on this, but they did say that more information is coming in the next couple of weeks. And one other thing to tie into this, Jeff actually was talking to Hideo Kojima he was talking with Hideo Kojima,
Kojima.
and one of the things that actually came up is that he's already planning his next project and he's having to rethink his creative process because of all the different stuff that's happened in the world. So it's kind of there
Oh,
was a tease there for the next project. It's going to be different. It's
oh,
not going to be a walking simulator.
please let it be more male USP simulator, though. I want my mailman. The FedEx experience.
It's gonna be like Paperboy 2.0.
Oh, there you go. There you go. But again, this is going to be big. We don't know when it's coming to the PS5, but the fact that we're getting a director's cut, it just makes me wonder what's going to be in this thing. I don't know though.
Knowing him, both good and bad.
You know, we got an announcement also for Jurassic World Evolution 2, which is coming later this year. And yes, why is this a thing? Zoms
I don't know.
explained to me why this is a thing.
The first one was very
Um,
popular.
I mean, it was actually very popular. Did you see the movies?
I've watched parts of them.
It's like it's
Enough to
not as
know.
big as the big old Star Wars, but
That's that's true.
it's almost as big.
It does have Star Lord in it.
Yes. And you know me, my
And
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
yep, I
just
am a
you
huge
wait.
fan of
Just you
Chris
wait.
Pratt as well as the lovely Bryce Dallas Howard.
Mhm.
Is she single yet? I'm gonna send her an email.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
good.
Let me
Well,
know.
well, while you do that, I'm gonna move us to this next announcement, which is a game called Lost Ark. It's an MMORPG, and it's being published by Amazon Games.
I'm slightly worried
I'm
because
more than slightly worried.
Amazon Games does not have a good track record.
Does Amazon Games have a track record?
Yes, and like closing games and launching them broken.
Oh, good grief. Well,
Yeah.
maybe I should just keep moving. I mean, this is slated to release this fall. I really have this one opinion that I don't want Amazon in video game development because Amazon's too big. They don't need to be in this sector. Just I'm gonna leave it at that. Next up though is not a game, it's a movie. Ryan Reynolds was among the many different celebrities at the Summer Games Fest, and he presented his new movie, which is Free Guy.
I gotta see this. I gotta see
I
it.
I, I saw the commercials for it and stuff, and I'm interested. It is a gaming for gamers movie.
It is. He plays as an NPC that turns into a hero. And there's all sorts of different people in it. Even what's the one YouTuber that you really like, Moxie? That you met that's short. Sorry,
Oh,
Mr. YouTuber.
Jacksepticeye,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's in it.
I got a picture of me with him.
Yeah. I saw
Wow.
this and even though it's not a game, I thought it was funny.
Oh, yeah.
And I am intrigued. So
Nah, Ryan Reynolds is good. I
Yeah, who
like his
doesn't like
role as
Ryan Reynolds?
Pikachu.
still haven't seen that movie.
It's good. It's on my voodoo.
That I believe we did when we were preparing to make this podcast and we had done our trial run podcast brosive when it was just you, me, a microphone, and random trips
Saying
for food.
random noises with your mouth.
Yeah. And we were talking about that. Good times.
Indeed.
Memory.
For our subscribers though, I I think if you'd like to hear those original recordings, send us an email and we'll tell you how to get those.
Actually, I think I lost those original recordings. Or
I'm
do you
gonna
still
kill
have
you.
them, Zoms?
I might still have
For
them, but
shame.
damn it,
Yeah, this was
Alright,
before they
well,
made the
don't make
pact
me a
with some
liar.
kind of
You know
like
what?
see, this is
Who
before they made the
wants?
pact with a Leviathan creature and dragged me onto the show, so, this was when it was good,
Hey,
before
you know
all
what?
of this happened.
Okay, how about a giveaway? I've got some stuff for a giveaway.
Oh, no.
Email us. Email us. We'll talk about it.
Can I have your Hamiko, like, hoodie? Because that's, like,
No.
awesome.
oh good grief.
Wait, which one?
Oh, you have two. Okay, give me one.
No, we'll talk about it.
Next up, Salt and Sacrifice is getting a sequel in Salt and Sacrifice 2, and also we are getting Solar Ash. Both of those are coming to PlayStation.
I hadn't played either of those.
Um, I've heard of the Salt and Sacrifice game, but I've never played it. Solar Ash, though, looked pretty doggone interesting, to be honest. But I don't play on PlayStation much, so Two Point Campus, though, moving along, that is coming out next year. It's follow up to Two Point Hospital, I think it is, which was published by Sega. And it's actually coming out to everything. So no matter where you game. Something that might be a little more up your alley, Zoms. You may or may not already know this. But Smite is getting a crossover with Stranger Things.
Uh, I'm not going to lie. I do have some friends who really enjoy Smite, and I've played it. I'm more of a League of Legends kind of guy, but Smite is fun. I still have it. I still will play it. Again, people want me to play with them. Sure, I will play with you. But I am also a major fan of Stranger Things.
There you go.
So
You'll have to
I
look at
want to see
this just
this.
because of that.
I need to
When
watch
when
it.
is it coming out?
In August.
In August? Okay.
I
Yeah.
need to
I'll keep
watch
my eye
Stranger
out.
Things still.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I've never.
What
I've never.
Brosive,
Oh
we have
boy.
we have failed.
Yep.
Oh, you
It's all
failed at
you. All your
what,
fault.
raising me?
Yep. There we go. And just think, this list, as we go on, is going to only add more things that you're going to want to watch. Trust me, we're getting there.
Just not Game of Thrones.
Oh no, not Game of Thrones. Trust me, this is all stuff that's better. And I can hear the collective internet probably just wanting to take and beat me up now.
Oh no,
So
I,
I'll
I
move
think they
on.
went to a no Game of Thrones comment with me. I probably have a mob outside my door very soon.
Hmm.
Well, how about a mob
I'm leading.
of vampires?
Oh, sign me up. What's going on?
Blood Hunt is getting an alpha that's coming out later this year.
Okay, yes, I did hear
Blood
about this.
Hunt.
It's a vampire multiplayer online game.
Yes. It's
Like
like,
an MMO?
Yep,
yep.
Nice.
It's what we wished Nosgoth would have been. Rest in peace, Nosgoth.
there's actually more than one game that's vampire based, and it's later in the list. Trust me, there's
Mm-hmm.
more.
Can't wait.
There's more. Um, Dark Pictures anthology House of Ashes has got a release date of October 22nd. It has a unique, interesting setting as it takes place over in, I believe it was Iraq, Iran, where you actually play as US military and the Iraqis, and a whole bunch of freaky stuff happens. This is the best way I can put it. It looked kind of good. Really scary, though. Not something I would necessarily play.
I was looking at it and it looks really good. If you're a fan of the scary horror stuff, I recommend you checking this out. Yeah, I didn't know where it was taking place, but I had seen the trailer for like a military soldier, and apparently it's in like some sort of underground temple or something like that. So
You're
that's all I
right.
got.
Yeah,
It looks interesting. Those dark picture games, I haven't played any, but I was looking at some of them, and I I need to get into this stuff.
this is like the third in the series, and they've been reviewed kind of middle of the road. I think the first one was a little bit better than the second one, if I remember correctly. So you might want to start at the beginning, but they all were compared to this studio's original game that did really well and was reviewed really well. I forget the name of right now, unfortunately. Planet of Lana, though, is an interesting game that is coming to PC and Xbox next year. It looked really, really beautiful. It was about this little bitty girl and her alien friend or something, and exploring this planet. Um, that's really about all I can say. It looked really beautiful though, and if I had an Xbox or I played on PC, I would be probably trying this game out.
I was looking at that also, and yeah, just like the imagination that goes into this, it looks amazing.
You know, it really does. And that's probably the biggest takeaway from it is just how beautiful colors of the game look. To Moxie, you're not saying a whole lot. So to give you a better idea, it's almost like a watercolor painterly type art style, but not
Oh, like Okami?
overly done. Um, yeah, kind of, but maybe a little less so than that, just a little. If you can kind of imagine backing off that art style just a little.
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
like that art style of
yeah.
Okami, though.
That's kind of what it is, but it's more
Mm.
defined and little less on that side. Going back into line because I actually skipped over Tales of Arise. It got a release date of September 10th. As someone that's a fan of the Tales series, this one's kind of looking kind of little, kind of getting worried about it. I'm not sure what to think. So we'll see what happens when it happens.
This one, I'm kind of interested in the Tales of Arise. It does have like the anime artwork and whatever. What is this? I think they said it was the 17th main entry in the series. I didn't even know
Oof,
it was a series.
Oh yeah, it's been
So,
running since the SNES. It is an
that's a long
wow.
old
history.
franchise.
Are they all connected?
No, it's pretty much Final Fantasy.
Okay.
The tropes, all the lingo is all the same typically throughout the series. Like the money's all the same. The different how they describe the combat moves, they
It
call them
shares
arts.
similar elements, but it is completely separate from each other.
Yes,
There you go.
there has only been two so far that have received direct sequels that I am aware of. But yes, this is a very long running franchise. The reason why you probably don't recognize it as that is because the titles literally start with Tales of, and then it's a completely different word or phrase immediately following it. So trust me, if you don't catch that first part and recognize it immediately, then you're not going to necessarily be paying attention. And
Okay. And this is made by Bandai Namco.
oh,
And
yes,
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say for all my otaku friends out there, I recommend checking this game out. At least look at the trailer. This game looks beautiful.
one more point since you went on this. I can actually really recommend this series, having played it. These games start with one premise, one idea of how you're going to get to the end of the story, and then it takes and makes a left turn about one third of the way through the game. And then about another third of the way through the game, it makes another immediate left turn, and you're not winding up going after the same core ending ideology by the end of the game. Trust me, it is. These games take so many twists and turns, and I love them. They are long JRPGs, and they are very good with their storytelling. But you have to be able to be willing to make a little bit of an investment. Trust me. Next up, we're getting a 2B costume for Fall Guys. Near Automata has become so popular that it's invading Fall Guys. Costume looked so wrong. So wrong.
I don't have any costumes for Fall Guys. I just play it. It's more of like a party game. Somebody will pull it out somewhere and people will just gravitate to Fall Guys. With as simple as it is, it's actually a lot of fun. I recommend playing Fall Guys. If you haven't played it, just give it a shot. It's really simple. You just get in there. You got to get from point A to point B. Be the first one across the finish line or last one to survive. It's really simple and it's fun. And the colors are great. And the characters look funny.
And now you can dress up as a blind android.
Yep.
I think it might be fun.
There you go, Moxie. You can play it when it comes to the Switch soon.
Might as well. I gotta play more things on the Switch.
Next up, game that you've actually talked about, Zoms. Back for Blood is getting a release date, and it's October 12th this year.
Yes. We have talked about this in an earlier podcast. This is a big game that I've been waiting for. For those of you who don't know, you play as 4 survivors and you got to get from point A to point B while zombies try to get you. There are certain zombies with special abilities, but each character has their own perk. So you got to use your strength uh, in unison with everybody else in order to survive. There's also power-ups that you can find along the way. And I'd say if you're a fan of Left 4 Dead, I believe there were a bunch of people from that game.
Yes.
They created this as well. I mean, even look at the title, like
Yeah.
Left 4 Dead, Back 4 Blood. Come on, come on.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Inception. We
This
must go
game
deeper.
will be very anticipated. I mean, hey, you know what? People have been waiting. People said, "Will there be a Left 4 Dead 3?" And the answer is no, there will not. Is this Left 4 Dead 3? Kind of, kind of.
Wouldn't it be safer to say that this was kind of like Left 4 Dead 4 and we skipped 3 because it's Back 4 Blood?
Maybe.
Sorry, that was a bad joke.
Yeah, that was really bad. No.
Wonk wonk.
Last thing, we are getting the Evil Dead the game.
This
This is
one
gonna be
also
amusing.
just about this. Yes, The Evil Dead. I was surprised. I was thinking, what? You know, for those of you who haven't seen the Evil Dead movies or even they came out with a show. Um, when I had heard about this, I was really, really surprised. And I'm not gonna lie, I was looking at the gameplay and it looks like a lot of fun. Um, who is the actor from Evil Dead? Bruce Campbell?
Yep.
Yeah. And he's a funny guy. I'm going to tell you this though, that the Evil Dead game, from what I was told, also supposed to play like Left 4 Dead. So 2 games I will definitely be checking out.
You want to know something though? I want to really interject this point. The trailer for Evil Dead the game was narrated by Bruce Campbell.
Nice.
If you have not seen this trailer and you're an adult, I recommend watching it because even though I personally didn't like some of the language he used, that was funny. That was a funny trailer and probably one of the best trailers out of E3, at least from my book. Next up, since that was the end of Summer Games Fest, we are switching over to the last day of the Netflix Geeked Week, which I dare anybody to try and say that 5 times fast. And I did not know this was an event until I watched Summer Games Fest kickoff show. And somehow I caught the last day of it and found out that all these different video game based shows are coming to Netflix. Among them, we got the League of Legends show called Arcane that's coming out this fall. So, Zoms, there you go. League of Legends is getting an animated show.
I know, I
Zoms
can't
wants
wait.
KDA.
You shut up.
Hey,
You
hey,
don't talk
KDA
bad
is
about
good.
KDA. Well, KDA is good. Just yeah, so you may see me going down the freeway blasting it in my otaku vehicle.
Dude, villain's my vibe.
Next up, Cuphead and Mugman is a show based on the Cuphead game.
Yes, I need to see this.
It
I saw
actually
this.
keeps the art style from the game.
I know. I need to see this.
Yes, it looked
What's
really
the
good.
rating? Did they say what the rating would be for that? I'm just
Oh,
curious.
jeez.
Good grief. No, but there again, I mean, it's got the devil in it, so it's
I
got to
know.
be at least like a
You got
13 and up thing.
gambling, drinking, and the devil in it. I mean,
See, the hallmark staples of anything that's
exactly.
rated to at least teen and up.
It's the old timey cartoons. You gotta love it.
Uh, I actually, I I saw the trailer for this, and I thought they didn't lean quite as hard into that old art style as I would have personally preferred. But that's just me, and I'm not necessarily the target audience for this. Would I watch it? Sure, I'd give it a shot because it looks good. It just looks good. Zoms, it's something you need to watch too,
Hmm.
or at least
Okay.
once try.
Okay.
Now, both of you are no strangers to this series, and I have not seen it, but I have something that I am
Yes.
really excited about here
Say it.
because Castlevania spinoff is going to be taking place in 1792 France, and while it doesn't have a name yet, it's featuring Richter Belmont and
Yes.
Maria Reynard, which
Yes.
are from the Castlevania Rondo of Blood games, which is right in line with the timeline for this series. They are pretty much just going to keep trailing down the timeline from the original games. And even though I
I'm
have not
looking
seen the
forward
show,
to
I'm
this.
actually personally excited that they're doing this with this show.
Oh, rest in peace, the show.
Oh no, this is where it's only going to get better because then they're eventually going to get up to Symphony of the Night. That would actually be technically next. So then you get to see Alucard fighting against Dracula again.
Again,
But rest in
Again.
peace, the show.
it was a
You're
great
not
show.
listening to me. It's only going to get better.
I know, but the original. Rest in peace, the show.
Well, then it gets even crazier because eventually they'll have to do Soma Cruise, and that's going to be a mess.
Mm.
Uh, but forgive me for nerding out a little too much, perhaps. Ubisoft, though, has teamed up with Netflix, and we're getting 3 new animated series. The first one they announced was for Splinter Cell. The
Oh.
next one, though, Moxie, you might be interested in. It's called Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix, which is based on the Blood Dragon DLC from Far Cry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I do. Yeah. I remember seeing a little bit about this. Yeah. I'm excited. I like
One
Far
of the
Cry.
guys that's actually in on this project is one of the people from Kiss.
Oh, I'm gonna doubly love this. You gotta love Kiss.
Zoms, are you quietly nerding out there?
I am very excited for this. Um, especially I'm interested in the Far Cry. It's going to be like anime.
Yes, that was the other thing that I was just getting ready to say. There is going to be a Far Cry anime, which actually they didn't show any of. They didn't even show a name. And same goes for Splinter Cell. They didn't actually show any of it. So of the 3 of those, the one that's actually going to be coming out first is the Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix show,
Yeah,
because there's actually stuff there. But yeah, there
I
is
don't
going to be
know.
a Far Cry anime.
We're back to turning instead of now video games into movies, which usually does bad. Uh, we're now doing video games into anime, and they're doing pretty good. I mean, hey, Moxie is a big fan, as am I, of the Castlevania
Yeah.
uh show. It's beautiful. Oh, they did the Dota. That
Mhm.
was great. And now they're doing the League of Legends. I'm so excited for this. Far Cry anime, show me what you got. Splinter Cell, an older game, but you know what? I I I'm interested. I want to see what they have to offer.
There's more still, Zoms. There's
Oh, I know. Hit
2 more
hit me
things
with
here.
it. Hit me.
So they announced that the Resident Evil live action show is officially in production.
You said live action.
It's live action.
This isn't the
Real
one that we've
people.
been talking about with the series, right? The that was CGI.
No, this is a live action show according to Netflix.
Am I gonna see the liquor?
Well, I don't know about that, but Wesker is evidently going to be in there, so he's got to be getting punched in the face at least once.
Oh,
Mm,
just wait. Tumblr's gonna thirst all over for him.
That was actually the hashtag that they were trending was who
Oh.
is Wesker? It's like, really? Come
Oh.
on.
Boy, I knew it. I never thirst for Wesker. There's always Leon. I mean, come on. His tush.
Uh,
Wait. Did Lee ever fight Wesker? If it's gonna have
Oh,
Wesker, it will most likely have
I'm trying to
Chris
remember. It's been
Redfield.
so long.
Yeah, so Chris Redfield punched Wesker in the face.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Chris was mostly with Wesker.
Yeah.
Nah, I want my Leon Kennedy.
well, maybe there will be one in one of the series.
Ada
The last announcement for the Netflix Geeked Week is that we're getting a WitcherCon, and it's taking place July 9th.
Oh boy.
What is this? Explain. What is WitcherCon?
It's an event sponsored by Netflix that is covering both the Witcher show and video game series. For some reason, we're getting this, and I don't know why.
July 9th? Where at? Is this an actual convention? I need to know this. Broseph, don't come
It's
on
a
this
digital
podcast.
event. It's the
Damn it.
digital event.
I wanted to be there.
Come
I
your
wanted to
Oh,
hug
I can
Henry
definitely tell
Cavill.
somebody is having convention withdrawal.
No.
either that or he's just in love with the male protagonist of The Witcher, one of the two.
Man, no one says anything about the bard.
What's his name? Dandelion?
Okay. Okay, Zoms.
Isn't
Okay.
that his name?
Sure, Zoms. Sure. Sure.
I'll tell you I'll tell you everything after the it's gonna kill you for hearing that.
Okay. Moving right along, if I can compose myself long enough.
Probably not.
Ubisoft
Ubisoft.
Forward event started off with the Rainbow Six Extraction game, and it is releasing this September 16th. I I just don't I I kind of got lost for words seeing this because it looked like there was zombies or monsters of some sort, and the team was just trying to get out of there. And it's like, okay, the name fits, but why are there monsters? It's a Rainbow Six game. Why? What the heck? I think
I don't
Ubisoft
know.
ran out of ideas.
I really
I
don't
think
know.
they're taking a page from the Call of Duty and
Oh
including
yeah.
zombies. It's like what is this? There's zombies and look at now it's huge.
That's like one of the biggest draws for Call of Duty these days. Is the
It is.
yeah.
I remember Call of Duty Modern Warfare when that had come out. People were like, "Hey, so does it have zombies on it?" And it was like,
Yeah.
"No." And people that was one of the big things why people didn't pick it up.
Yeah, but see, the thing is while the zombies for Call of Duty are like multiplayer only, this is the main single player story campaign.
Nice.
What the heck?
They
I
just threw a
mean,
wrench at it.
as you do after a year that we've had. You
Yeah.
put zombies and things.
And speaking of those kind of strange left turns, Ubisoft gave us another strange left turn with the announcement of Rocksmith Plus. It's a subscription based service that teaches you how to play the guitar. You don't need any other things with it. You just need your phone or your PC or potentially even your console and a guitar, and you can learn to play guitar. I'm not even joking. This is a thing.
I actually used to own Rocksmith on I got it for the Xbox. And yeah, it's like Guitar Hero, but with the real guitar. And this actually teaches you songs or how to play songs with your guitar.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's what the guy was talking about, the head of the development of this. And he sounded really passionate about it. But I don't remember this being all that big that it would warrant this. So I really don't understand.
I like the
You're
idea.
you're right. Originally when Rocksmith had come out, I think also people it was out when Rock Band and Guitar Hero were out. And I didn't get my hands on Rocksmith until after it was already dying. But it when I did get my hands on it, and I thought it was great. Yeah, you literally it teaches you how to play the guitar, whichever part of the guitar, whether it's rhythm or lead, as well as bass guitar for songs. It's awesome.
Well, perhaps you'll be looking into this then later on, Zoms, when it releases.
I'll give it a shot. I do know how to play the guitar and bass.
Well, something else that you've been wanting to play, Zoms, that you've been asking me about, nay, hounding me about is a release date for Far Cry 6, and we have it finally. It is October 7th.
Ooh,
And you know
perfect
what?
month.
What?
It is just in time for Halloween. So
I
you've
know,
got
right? Yeah.
we've got all these great games coming out, like, October 7th, Far Cry. You can get it, have it in time for Halloween. Back for Blood, October 12th for Halloween. We there's a lot. There's a lot happening. Halloween is gonna be awesome.
I haven't even told you the part that's going to blow your mind yet, Zoms.
Blow my mind.
Far Cry 6 is going to have DLC where you will actually be able to play as previous villains from the Far Cry series. I'm not joking.
What?
You get to play as Voss.
Oh my gosh.
This is what I was wanting. This is why I told everyone at the beginning of this podcast that everyone is going to have their mind blown by the end of this thing. So
We
there you
need
go,
this.
Zoms.
Far Cry, finally. Everybody listening. Yes. Brosive. There you go, Zums. Zums. There you go, people. Far Cry,
Mind blown.
mind blown.
There you go.
What about you, Moxie? Are you excited for this? I know you love to play Far Cry.
Yeah. So I haven't been able to own the last few, but yeah, I love Far Cry. So I can't wait for this. And plus, you know me being the verifiable edge lord of the group, I wouldn't mind playing as some villains just to kind of spice things up a little bit. I'm tired of playing good guys all the time. Sometimes I
Who's
just want
your
to
who's your
go.
favorite villain? Do you have one, or is it?
No, actually, I don't have one. Although I will say the pastor probably screwed me up a little bit. Although that whole particular Far Cry, okay, Zoms, you worked retail for a while. Do you remember Far Cry 5?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I want to say that I've had extra fun time watching my roommate play that one, but I'll just say the entire Far Cry 5 villain, just that whole one. Yeah, that was just mm, good.
I'm trying to remember. Joseph Seed, the pastor, right? That's what you were saying, or the prophetic father.
Yeah, Joseph Seed is a freaking psychopath. Fucking love him.
Well, you might be able to play as him in Far Cry 6.
I cannot wait. That whole Far Cry 5 is just it is a mess. I love it. It is so uncomfortable on so many levels.
Well, we're going to move off of the uncomfortable now and continue down the list as next up, Riders Republic is releasing on September 2nd, which is just a sports game, more or less. Ride your
Yeah.
bike and all that fun stuff. I'm probably going to be throwing so many insults for not saying more about this, but just like I'm not going to say a whole lot about Just Dance 2022 that's coming out November 4th. I mean,
Hey, don't knock Just Dance.
I'm not knocking it, but I mean, hey, there's one thing that I can say about this one. This might be the first one that's not being released on the Wii.
Damn it. It's I have a Switch.
Oh, there you go.
But you're right. There's not a lot to say about Just Dance, except it speaks for itself. Just dance. You like to dance, you like to work out, you like to hear the top 40 latest best songs. Get Just Dance 2022. Releases November 4th.
I have one thing to say about that. Hasn't it been pared down to like the top 20 or on the actual game and then you have to download the rest?
That's okay.
Really? Oh, that's microtransactions. I get it. Yeah, I see how this game's gonna operate.
Next up, I actually did not pay any attention to this game and I didn't even really go back to it to check over much of it, but Avatar Frontiers of Pandora comes out next year. It's just an extension of the Avatar movie. Like, yeah. So, yay. Next up, something else that I actually was kind of excited for, slightly. Mario plus Rabbids is getting a sequel in Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
I thought the
It-
rabbits died.
Uh, mm, yeah, I kind of wish they did, but there again, we're stuck
Why are
with
they
them.
here?
So, the first game actually wasn't that bad. I actually went back to it and started playing more of it. As in more of it, I mean actually it's playing past the first level.
I wish I knew nothing about the rabbits. I'm cursed with that knowledge.
Um,
First,
Interestingly, this game got leaked ahead of E3, and it isn't actually coming out until next year. But it's got a Mario Galaxy vibe going on there. There's a Rosalina rabbit. So there you go.
Oh no,
Trust
no.
me, Moxie. I kind of had the same expression when I saw that.
Uh,
Zoms, are you interested in this?
mm, let me borrow it after you get it.
Mm, I don't think so, Zoms.
I
Go buy
think
the
so.
first game. It's dirt cheap. It goes on sale every other week for like $20. Go get it.
we're broke millennials.
Use Bitcoin. Moving on, the Xbox and Bethesda showcase started off with the announcement of Starfield. It is coming exclusively to the Xbox Series X and S and PC. And we actually got this is the worst of the worst, a release date of November 11th of next year. Not a just next year, November 11th. They were very specific of it coming out November 11th, 2022. I
I mean, props for them being very specific.
Yeah, but this is being touted as Skyrim in space. So you know what that means?
Nice.
Glitches. It means glitches. It means tons of glitches. Glitches for days.
Let's see when it comes out.
Uh, they didn't even really have a whole lot to show for it. Just a little bit of a teaser and then the release date. It's like, okay, this is interesting. Whatever. Uh, Next up, we are getting a sequel to Stalker in the form of Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl, and that is actually coming out on Xbox first, April 28th of next year. Yeah, by the muted silence, I can see that there's kind of low key chill here.
I do not like Stalker.
I mean, it's another first person shooter, and that's kind of the vibe of the Xbox and Bethesda showcase. It's like first person shooter, every other game, minimum first person shooter. I can also probably say there's a new game called Contraband that is coming from Avalanche Studios next year. Something that will set both of you off, though, I'm sure, is that the little game called Sea of Thieves that probably very few people paid attention to. A lot of people are going to want to be paying attention to it because it's getting a crossover expansion with Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, Zoms, that's right up your alley.
I actually do play Sea of Thieves, and I'm looking forward to this. I think they said you help Jack Sparrow in like a 5 point adventure,
Oh, there you go.
and I did see the Flying Dutchman come out of the
That does not
water in one
surprise
of
me
the
that he
scenes.
knows a bit about this coming out already, because it screams him.
Yes, well, I mean, Zoms already has the hairstyle going, so
Pretty
there's
much,
that.
yeah. Zombie pirate.
Now, the next thing, Zoms, that you and I actually discussed in our predictions about there being a specific game that would get a specific release date specifically because Microsoft, Xbox absolutely had to have this specific game have a specific release date, did not happen. Halo Infinite did not get a specific release date. Instead, what it's getting is a multiplayer mode that is free to play for everyone on Xbox. And the fact that it's supposed to be coming out later this year.
I always love free to play, but I always get wary because microtransactions.
You might actually like this, Moxie, because one of the core ideas of this is there is an academy mode for anyone that's new to the game that they can learn about the world and the gameplay.
Mhm.
Plus, everyone gets a Cortana.
Oh, Cortana, I'm sorry. I think of Windows automatically.
Well, okay, you get a personal AI like Cortana that is fully customizable. So
Oh,
you
yeah, no,
can,
I know the, Halo Cortana, I just had to make a joke.
well, think of it this way, Moxie. You can have your personal little AI have a nice little butt that you can look at all the time.
Mm.
Can you pick it to be male or female?
Hey, this says fully customizable. And
Mm.
what I was looking at, from the voice to the teeth to the eyes to the whole 9 yards. So I assume that
So
male female would be in that
when you say the
category.
whole 9 yards and fully customizable, now I think Cyberpunk for changing my definition of fully customizable
Oh,
Okay, they might
is
not go that far.
I know
including
exactly what you're hinting at.
They might not go
okay,
that far.
okay, because I was like, whoa, you can actually customize this.
Make your own metal husband.
Oh boy. Maybe I shouldn't. I mean, I'm giving you their language, not mine. So
Do not tell
the
trash talk about
r-
relationship.
the really interesting point, though, they said that the AI was actually supposed to be helpful, giving you pertinent information, such as when one of your teammates goes down
Oh,
and other things like that. So
hmm,
as long as we're not talking about a Navi situation here, that sounded like a really, really good idea.
please no Navi.
Yeah, no Navi. We don't need Navi. Thumbs, are you hyped?
Yes, I need to see this.
Somehow I have this feeling that you're more hyped over other pieces of information from earlier. Next up, releasing this August is a game called 12 Minutes. And also this August, we are getting the release of Psychonauts 2.
Yes! 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 It's been so long! It has been so long! Oh,
I
I've
was
been
not expecting that.
I was waiting for this. And Richard Horvitz is doing the voice of Raz again. I love it. Please, I need this. This is the game I need.
With Psychonauts 2, it's picking up right after Psychonauts 1.
Yes! Psychonauts 2! I cannot
You
wait.
don't have to wait very long. It does come out August.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's my it's my forbidden month. We don't talk about that.
Sure, we do. I just won't say it right now.
You know what? No.
I was
We
not expecting that kind of reaction, though, out of you for.
Oh, I'm a huge Psychonauts fan.
Okay, then. Perhaps I will have to mail you my latest Game Informer issue that has a cover dedicated to Psychonauts 2.
Actually, yes, that'd be cool.
Um, Forza Horizon 5 coming out November 9th and is evidently taking place in Mexico. So, Zoms, you can do your party, have a siesta, drive fast cars.
All in Mexico.
There you
Mm.
go.
Although it doesn't surprise me if Forza is coming out.
Yeah, this is kind of being geared as their game for the holiday for Xbox because let's face it, they said Halo Infinite this year, but didn't give a release date.
Mhm.
I'm just concerned. So concerned. Somerville, though, is a game that I'm not so concerned about as it's from the creators of Limbo and Inside and appears to be involving an alien invasion. And it's coming out next year. And seeing this, I was very intrigued because both those games that I mentioned, while I haven't actually played either of them, I have watched other people play them, and they are really, really good games. For story, at least. They're also pretty doggone short, but we also got an announcement of Slime Rancher 2, a game called Shredders, which is coming out this December, which is just a snowboarding game. Sorry for people that love snowboarding. And we also got another announcement of a game called Replaced that is coming out next year. A dual games from a series, evidently. Uden Chronicles has two new games coming. One is coming out next year, and the other is coming out in 2023. Their respective names are Yuden Chronicles Rising and Yuden Chronicles 100 Heroes. These are both RPGs. A game that might interest both of you, though, that got announced is The Outer Worlds 2.
I actually am excited for this.
Yeah,
And they
because
showed absolutely nothing.
it's
As they should.
it looks like a cool game.
Yeah, like I'm excited for this because how the last one was. Yeah, bring it on.
Yeah. I think that this is something that a lot of people didn't really hear about with the Outer Worlds, and I definitely recommend people picking this up because it's actually a lot of fun.
Well, I would recommend you both go watch the trailer for this. You know how I said the trailer that had Bruce Campbell in it was funny? This one was funnier. And the reason why this one was funnier is one of the things that they said is, "Oh, hey, look. Here is a monster. Will it be in the game? No, you'll never see it again. Dead. Move on."
And that is how you do marketing.
Oh, that is every single beat of that trailer was like that. Every single bit of it. One great sarcastic comment after the next. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. And I probably will never play the game, but I loved every minute of it. Next up, Microsoft Flight Simulator has got a release date, and it's July 27th. So, yay for those of you that like flying planes. The other vampire game, though, that I was talking about earlier, Moxie, is a game called Redfall from Bethesda's Arcane Studios. And let's just put it this way: vampires getting shot by people with guns and magical powers,
Yeah, I've
or
seen.
magical techno powers.
Rather,
Something.
I've heard about this. I'm really excited.
I was intrigued by the art style, honestly. The whole premise was kind of interesting. Zoms, any thoughts here?
I want to give it a shot. It who doesn't like vampires and guns? Uh, Sign me up.
Okay, well, you said Zoms earlier that you have a fridge underneath your table. Would you perhaps be interested in
I
this
don't know what
holiday
you're talking about,
season? What?
but
Would you perchance be interested in this holiday season replacing your fridge an Xbox Series X mini fridge?
what does it do?
It's a mini refrigerator that looks exactly like the Xbox Series X. That's what it does. It comes out this holiday. It's the
I have
meme is
no
becoming
problem.
real.
KFC.
The meme is real. So there you go.
You know what? This is really smart on their end. Is they took something that was targeted to make fun of them, and they're turning it into a profit because people are probably going to buy this most likely.
Oh, I'd buy one.
I think I'm going to buy one too.
I don't know if I will, but I would buy one if I could. So there's that. All right, that was the Xbox net announcements. Now we're moving to Square Enix. And I'm going to tell you this right now, guys. A lot of what Square Enix put out there, and I'm not saying the whole thing, but a lot of it was mobile games. And I'm not included all of them because there were several, and I'm trying to stick with certain ones. But Moxie, you and Zoms were talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy earlier, and guess what? There is
Yeah.
a Guardians of the Galaxy game coming out this year on October 26th.
Do I get to play Star Lord?
You get to play as Star-Lord. It is a
Yeah.
third-person, story-driven adventure game.
Yeah.
You actually get to make choices and drive the narrative
I
to
can't
what
wait.
looked like a pretty good extent. And from the trailer alone, the humor that I have seen of the Guardians of the Galaxy is translated into this game. It looked pretty doggone good.
It better have that kickin' sweet soundtrack though.
I think that is in there. From what I heard, the music sounded pretty good to me.
Hey, hey.
Oh my. But here's an interesting thing, and this actually didn't get announced until the Nintendo Direct, but this game is coming to the Nintendo Switch as well as a cloud version. So you will be able to play this game anywhere and everywhere on everything practically, which is intriguing. Soms, are you intrigued?
Yep, I'm getting it.
I sense that your mind is not quite so blown. Trust me, Zoms, your mind will be blown soon, very soon. Trust me. Um, of those mobile titles that I was talking about, Final Fantasy 1 through 6 is getting remastered as Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster, and that is coming out to Steam and the mobile platforms. Another mobile game is Final Fantasy VII First Soldier, which was intriguing as it looked almost like a third person shooter, and I don't understand how that's going to work on a cell phone, but there again, who knows. The next announcement, though, is Babylon's Fall. It's a third person action game made by Platinum Games. And it's coming to PlayStation and Steam. It looked interesting, but I just don't know. Now, before
Yeah.
I go further, I actually did miss an announcement from Summer Games Fest, and that is that they finally announced Elden Ring.
Oh
They
yeah, I
did.
was looking at that. I'm getting Lord of the Rings vibes.
Yeah, it's made by the same people that did Dark Souls. So it's from Software. And it was really big, really hyped, and I can understand why. I'm just not sure if I'm interested, but it is coming out January 21st next year.
I'm interested.
Getting back to where we were, a couple of games that we're probably not as interested in here, though, are the Life is Strange games. The Life is Strange Remastered Collection has a release date of September 30th, and the next game in the series is actually slated to come out before that. Life is Strange True Colors is set to release September 10th.
That one, I think I'm gonna look into that one.
The True Colors,
Yes.
from what I saw, it did look really interesting. I personally was intrigued, and I would probably give it a shot because of that. More interestingly, though, we have our choice of platforms again, as what was announced later on in the Nintendo Direct is that both of these are coming day and date to the Nintendo Switch, which is awesome. The final announcement is Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. It is a third person action game taking place before the original Final Fantasy. At least that's what it looked like to me.
So it's a prequel to Final Fantasy 1.
That's what it looks like, yes. There is a demo that's actually already out on PS5. I have not tried it because I don't have PS5. But this game is slated to come out next year. It looked pretty doggone good. It's made by Team Ninja. So it's kind of, you kind of got to be careful with some of their games because of just what they are. But it looks good. I would love to play it, but we'll see. All right, everyone. Zoms, I know there's going to be an announcement in this next set of games that is going to blow your mind. I guarantee it. Limited Run Games does an E3 event every year, and this year they announced in pretty much rapid fire fashion all the games that they are going to be putting out physical releases for over the coming year. And right off the bat, we're getting physical release for Zombies Ate My Neighbors and Ghoul Patrol. Then they announced Super Hot is getting a physical release. And this will start to make you blow your mind a little bit, I think, Zoms, as we are getting a physical release of Double Dragon and Kunio Kun Brawler Bundle, which is all the old Double Dragon games and Streets of or River City games. But the announcement that'll really blow your mind because I didn't even see this coming. We're getting River City Girls 2.
I am excited.
Mhm.
I was waiting for this. It's finally happening. I'm getting it.
Oh, and then there's another River City Girls game, River City Girls 0.
I am intrigued. They got me. Give me the triple pack.
Oh boy. My jaw was on the floor when they announced this because there was no warning. It was just bam, this game, it's coming. Like, where did this come from? uh, Next up, we're getting a physical release for Strife. All of the Shantae games, Zoms, are coming to PS5 physical versions via limited run games. The way forward 2D action kind of Metroidvania game, Blood Rain Betrayal, is getting a remastered game called Fresh Bites, and it's getting a physical release. Haven is getting a physical release, which I thought was a very interesting game. Moxie, you might like this one. Skatebird, where you literally are a little bird doing skateboarding,
I must
and
have
it's getting a
one.
physical release. Yes.
How delightful!
Is it
Oh.
kawaii?
It's kawaii.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but it's little birds on skateboards. It's whatever. I can't believe it's already available digitally, so you can look it up if you want to. Hunt Down. I'd never heard of this. Another 2D shoot run and gun type game. It's got a collector's edition and regular edition physical releases already up for pre-order. Axiom Verge 2 got announced for physical edition through limited run games. The Takeover, Dusk, a old game called Republic that I've never heard of before, Going Under, One Step from Eden. Now, this game in particular, I want to call out real quick only because it is kind of like a spiritual successor to the Mega Man Battle Network games. I'd really like to get this one. For all those anime-ish fans, otakus perhaps, Psalms, RWBY Grim Eclipse is getting a physical release through
Ruby.
limited run games. But
It's pronounced Ruby.
well, I was gonna say that, but I don't know since I don't, you're the otaku more than I am.
That's why I'm correcting you, because I am offended.
Fine,
Drag him out. Drag him out.
I will re-say it then. Ruby Grim Eclipse is getting a physical release through limited run games.
I feel better. I won't beat you as much now.
Moxie, one for you. Retromania Wrestling is getting a physical release through limited run games.
Yeah, I kind of need to check this out.
Yowie wowie.
One for all of us. Castlevania Requiem, the PS4 Xbox game, is getting a physical release, which bundles Rondu of Blood with Symphony of the Night. Actually, I think that was only available on PlayStation. I could be wrong. Anyways,
Okay.
that's getting a physical release. One for all of us, or at least me, Contra Anniversary Collection is getting a physical release. So that's following in line with the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. So
I need it.
Konami is giving us a lot of love through limited run games in the West. Thank
Mhm.
goodness. And one I don't know about and could care less about, Plumbers Don't Wear Ties.
What is
Okay,
this? I
then.
need to see it.
It's an FMV game, and yeah. They did have one other announcement, which is that Rondu of Blood is getting a physical release on the TurboGrafx 16, I believe it is, or TurboGrafx CD here in the West through limited run. So there is that. But now we have finally made it to what I consider the main event, which is the Nintendo Direct. And I'm going to set the stage here as the Nintendo Direct started off with dead bodies getting tossed over a cliff.
This is exactly what I wanted.
And those dead bodies being tossed over the cliff were being tossed by Kazuya Mishima.
I wanted to be Fox McCloud, but okay.
Nope, it's Kazuya Mishima from Tekken. He's joining Smash Brothers!
I'll beat him.
We're getting another fighting game character, and I love it.
Oh, this is gonna be.
Oh, you'll love this too because he turns into a literal devil. Kazuya Mishima has devil blood in him, and he literally turns into the devil.
Oh,
And he fires laser
Oh.
beams from his forehead.
let me grab my black metal here and my black coffee. Sign me up.
I knew we were
This is
going
gonna
to
be
get a
interesting.
Smash character, but I wasn't expecting Kazuya. There was nothing in that. it makes perfect sense because we got like a Hayachi Me costume, but I just didn't see it coming. And this isn't even the high point for me. Now, I already touched on earlier Life is Strange and Guardians of the Galaxy. Did either of you have anything to say about Kazuya, though, before I move on too far?
I'm gonna kick his butt.
Again, let me grab my black metal, my black coffee, and just watch you both have fun with this.
He's
I'm done.
like, what, the fourth or fifth fighting game character now in the game? Because we have Ryu and we have Ken from Street Fighter. We have, from, what is it? Final Fight, we have Terry Bogard. And then I'm blanking on somebody. Help me out, Zoms, because there's another one.
Mewtwo.
Ooh, not Mewtwo. Good grief.
Mario.
Not Mario.
Mewtwo's from a fighting game. It's
Oh,
where
brother.
you capture creatures and you have them fight each other to the death.
Oh, okay, well, fine. Since you're going to talk about creatures, we're getting a new Worms game. In fact, in the name of Worms Rumble. So there you go.
Nice.
It's what happens after a rainstorm.
Good grief. We're also getting a turn-based JRPG called Astria Ascending, which is coming September 30th. Who here is a fan of the Super Monkey Ball franchise?
Moxie is.
Really, Moxie? So you like to play with monkeys and balls, eh?
Especially the ball part, but
Oh boy.
don't mind the monkeys too. I like to
Oh
look
boy.
at them in the zoo.
I don't know where this just went.
This just took a really weird turn. Well,
I actually don't like monkey ball. Zoms, I am ripping you for this one.
You're right. Moving on. Mario
hold on a
Party
sec.
Superstars releases
Hold on a
October
sec.
29th. Yes.
Really? You're excited for Mario Party Superstars? Really?
We got a new
I can see
Mario
that.
Party. Yes.
Yeah.
This
I
game
think this is
good.
funny that we're getting a new Mario Party with the fact that they just released the online modes for the expanded online mode for Super Mario Party. Since we skipped over Super Monkey Ball, though, anyways, the Mario Party Superstars actually seems to be pulling the maps, the game boards from the old Mario parties, like from Mario Party 2 for the Nintendo 64. And it's pulling mini games from all over the series. So it looks
That could be
interesting.
fun.
You know what? For you listeners out there, send me a brief description of your favorite Mario Party game from
Oh, there
any
you
of the
go.
Mario parties. Send us an email. I'd like to hear it. Tell me why. Because you
Yeah,
know what?
there you go.
I've got a favorite. My favorite was running the bulb. Which Mario Party was that?
Oh, good grief. Don't even look at me because I have not played that many of the Mario Party games.
I
I've
I
only
am
played a
late
few.
to the series.
It was on the Nintendo 64. I really enjoyed this one. But you have
That
one
was
person
1 through
who
3
carries
years.
they carry this bulb around and then like it's this giant bulb and then the three other people have to fight off the ghost coming after you, all the boos. It was like the first version of zombies but with ghost instead.
Oh, okay then. Jumping back to Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, that is a remastered collection of pretty much all the games, it looks like, and it's coming out in October, on October 5th. Now, I want everybody to have a moment of silence because the next game, I lost my freaking mind. This game. Zoms, you and me were talking about it in the predictions. I did not ever in my life see this game coming to fruition ever. We are finally getting a new 2D Metroid, and it's
Yeah.
a sequel. It's Metroid 5, and the name is Metroid Dread.
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah.
game was originally announced back in like 2005. I am holding back a lot right now because this is freaking awesome. I could not believe we are getting a new 2D Metroid on the Nintendo Switch. And to make it even better, it is made, co-developed by the same team that did Samus Returns on the 3DS And I absolutely love that game. Yes, there were some little weird things about it, but I absolutely loved that game and the playstyle of it because it added a whole lot of needed action to the 2D Metroid formula. Oh boy, I can't talk because I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Part of the reason why this is called Dread though is there is a robot that Samus can absolutely not destroy in this game that hunts her down and tries to murder her. I love it. I'm so excited.
It's just a long time coming.
Oh boy, Metroid 4, Metroid Fusion released back on the Game Boy Advance. That's how long this has been. It's been almost 20 years. It's been 19 freaking years waiting for this game to come out.
Whoa, calm down, guy.
Oh, I went to GameStop earlier trying to pre-order it, and the pre-orders weren't available yet. I was so sad. I was crushed.
Give it a
I
while.
was crushed.
They are. The Metroid 5 Dread is now available for pre-order. From them, I had found out. But there's another
Base
version.
edition,
Yeah, the base edition. You
not
were
the
trying to get
special edition, which is what I want.
the special. Oh my goodness, that was kind of
And the
expensive,
amiibo.
though, for a 2D game.
Dude, I don't care. It has a steel book on it. It has art cards that have each and every single one of the previous titles in the mainline series. Their art, their boxes, their box art. It has an art book. I do not care. They could charge more for it, and I would not care. I want this so much. And the amiibo. And okay, Moxie, I don't know if you saw this, but you should look up Samus's suit for Metroid 5 Dread. It is
Yeah,
freaking
this is
awesome. It's
actually
red, it's
something.
white, it's blue, it's black. It's amazing. I love it.
During, as you know, my job kind of takes me away from enjoying much of anything. But on lunches for this whole like week, I was kind of touching up on, hey, what happened? I saw that. And I was like, oh, did they actually finally do it? Did I finally lose my bet? But then yeah, I looked everything up and it looks fantastic.
It does. And if I can twist both of your arms far enough, I want you to both buy this game, please. This game has to sell better.
I'm pretty
Uh,
sure it will, just judging
million
by,
units minimum. That's what I'm asking for,
well,
people.
I mean, judging by how Tumblr went wild for like a few hours after it was announced. Just,
Now, I'm Mercury Steam, by the way, is the same people that did the one Castlevania 3DS game, and that would turned out pretty doggone well. But the counter system in Metroid Samus Returns is back in this game, as well as there's a new slide mechanic that is in this game, and it looks smooth. I mean, Samus went from moving to sliding to back to running, and evidently there's a way to move and counter at the same time, which just makes everything so fluid. The game just, I could dare call it a work of art and probably be shot for it. But uh, yeah. Moving along though, since I've blattered on so much, we're getting a Cruise and Blast game, which is a racing game for the Switch. Zoms for you otaku. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is coming to the Switch with a new Powers Awakens set. So there'll be that for you to look for. I know you were talking about the game a while back.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I just want to see this. I need to look more into this, and then I would like to nerd out about it with other fellow otaku.
There you go. We're getting a new WarioWare game. WarioWare Get It Together. It launches September 10th and looks strange like any other WarioWare game.
I am a Wario fan. I will beat
Really?
you with Wario in Super Smash.
Well, how about we play cooperatively in WarioWare Get It Together?
No.
Because there's a co-op mode. There's two-player
Can I throw you
two-player
into
mini
lava?
games. Fine, I'll beat you up with Cloud then. Moving
Yeah.
along. So before E3, we actually kind of got a leak for Shin Megami Tensei 5, but we can
Yes.
confirm that the game launches November 12th.
Mhm.
And Moxie, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne looks to be a big part of the inspiration behind this game.
Yeah, which Nocturne was actually really good. Which
Yes,
I played.
and I mean, when I mean that it looks like it's a lot of the inspiration, I mean it literally looks like a lot of the inspiration as you get transported to another alternate world where there's angels and demons. You fuse with some mysterious
Mhm.
person. You go about in this post-apocalyptic world and fight demons, and you actually look like your player character does some of the fighting. From what
Yeah,
I was seeing in the trailer, it looked good, and it actually got me excited for this game.
yeah,
Granted,
no,
I was
like
already excited for Metroid 5, so
Nocturne actually was not my favorite. I'm gonna let you know, was not my favorite of the, series, but absolutely fantastic game.
well, you won't have long to wait if you're interested in this one, and I would recommend it from what it looks. Zoms, did you see any of it?
Not really. I was looking uh at the game coming out, and I mean, it looks interesting. Again, I like the style. The style kind of drew me to it, so I give it a shot.
I think that this is probably going to be one the I could be wrong because I don't play the franchise. I have a feeling that this one's probably going to do better than 4 did on the 3DS. Moving along though, a game specifically for you, Zoms, Danganronpa Decadence. You
Nobody
ever
told
heard of
Game Grumps this.
I actually am a big fan of this franchise. Moxie, I thought you would be a fan of this franchise also.
Believe it or not, I actually have not sat down to either play or watch. Because let's face it, lately I've been watching Let's Plays because it's the only thing I can do because I can't actually have time to play games. I was actually considering watching a Let's Play, a serious Let's Play of that, if you can even call that a serious Let's Play. But yeah, I'm shocked. I'm not a fan of the series. Could
I'm
be.
shocked too. It's pretty good. I like it. Everybody check this game out. But this is a 4 game collection arriving
Oh
later
yeah.
this year, right?
Mhm. Or everyone
Yes.
send an email and tell me why I should play it.
Well, I've got a reason why you should play it.
Because it's awesome.
Well, other than that, other than the fact that you get to convict your fellow classmates and condemn them to murder.
Awesome.
There's a new board game in it. That's the fourth game is a board game that got fleshed out from a mini game and one of the other games that's in the collection. This is literally the best place to start. It's got all the games in it. And the fourth game is a board game.
Good job.
But no, there's a murderous teddy bear in this game too, Moxie. Half of it is
That I've
smiling
seen.
and happy, and the other half is murderous and got fangy teeth in it.
That's like Teddy off the shits with Persona.
Only this bear is that way all the time. And it's the one telling you to go murder the other people. It's the
The
one
Despair
holding the
Bear?
game. It's pretty much an otaku version of Saw. Let's put it that way.
Oh, why am I not a fan of this?
There
Although
you
I
go.
wasn't a fan of Saw to begin with, but that's besides the point.
Well, this is better than that. Let's put it that way.
Okay, if it's better than Saw, I might actually be interested. Saw's
Trust me,
just
it's better. There's a lot more.
pointless.
There's a lot
If
more
there's actual
to.
reason, because Saw is just
Yes, there is. You get thrown into this game where you have to figure out who is doing the murder, but then you have to betray the other classmates so that you don't get betrayed, and it's madness. It spawned 3 games for a reason, trust me.
mhm.
Next up, we got the announcement that the Wii U game Fatal Frame Maiden of Black Water is getting released this year, and it's actually coming to not
Hmm.
just the Switch, but other video game consoles, which is interesting because Nintendo partially owns the Fatal Frame series. And I did not think that this would ever become a thing.
I'm glad it became a thing.
This only got a digital release here in the West, and I was actually wanting to get it, but because it is only digital for the Wii U, I skipped it.
I like the name.
Oh yes. I actually tried the demo on the Wii U and it was it was good. It was good. I would recommend everybody that's listening, if there's a demo at the very least, try this game, buy it if you like it because it needs the sales. It really does. Another game that needs a lot of sales is Advance Wars 1 and 2 a Reboot Camp. This is a remake of the original Advance Wars games that are released on the Game Boy Advance with completely redone visuals being developed by Way Forward, of all people. Which, Zoms, for you, that would be the same people that did River City Girls and Shantae.
Mm. Well,
So they are hitting it big with a big Nintendo property. And I like the Advance Wars games. I actually didn't play any of the Game Boy Advance ones, and I wish I did. I got excited for this though because this is the Game Boy Advance games remade, and I want to get this. So the final thing that Nintendo ended with was outside of Skyward Sword coming out soon, we're getting the DLC pass for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity with new weapon for Link, which is a flail. Zelda actually gets the Master Cycle Zero as a weapon. I don't understand the logic there, but whatever. Um, the newest playable fighter though is a Guardian,
Mm, Welp.
which confused me to death. So
did
there's
they
that.
did they show the gameplay for their moves, their move set?
No, not yet.
No.
We only got that, but we don't have to wait long. That comes out on the 18th, so not long at all. The disappointing part of this last portion of the Nintendo Direct is that unfortunately there are not going to be any new Zelda games this year, so no Zombs Breath of the Wild sequel is not coming out this year.
Next
We
year.
are getting a Game & Watch Legend of Zelda version, which has The Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2 Zelda 2 Link's Adventure, or whatever it is. I'm sorry for blaspheming that because I don't remember the name off the top of my head. And Link's Awakening, the Game Boy game. And then it also has a Game & Watch Vermin game, so yay. But that comes out on the 12th of November. The biggest part of all of this is that Breath of the Wild 2 actually got footage. And when seeing this, first thought is Phoenix Immortals Rising did some voodoo and crossed over into Breath of the Wild. Evidently, Breath of the Wild 2 is going to take place not just on the land, but also in the sky above Hyrule.
I am amazed we got footage like that already.
Well, there's a reason for it. The game is targeting a release for next year.
Yeah, but I mean, like, for some reason, I thought they would have like hinted a bit more at it before revealing.
Um, they didn't actually show much, to be honest. And
Yeah.
people are speculating wildly on this.
I mean, as you do on the internet.
Yeah, it looked gorgeous. I mean, it didn't look any better or really worse from my perspective from the original Breath of the Wild, but that has such a artistic stylized design to it that it wouldn't have to for me to like it. It very much though reminded me of what I've seen of Phoenix Immortals Rising, which in one way kind of concerns me, but we shall see. Zoms, are you excited about the fact that we're going up into the sky of Hyrule?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Do I get Dolphin Himbo Prince?
I don't have a clue.
I better.
Or
Well,
else.
for the sake of time, I'm going to do two final announcements that weren't a part of E3. I'll start with the second one first, and it's for all the otaku people out there. So this is kind of like anime news, but Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba is a game based on the anime that is getting a release in Japan this October. Sums, are you excited?
I am so excited. And I know that this is a game that I will get to play. Not everybody can play this because there's not going to be a Western release.
There is one thing though that you might be able to do, which is there's a rumored Asian version that is going to be released that might have English on it. So you might be able to import it.
On what system?
I don't know, but probably at very least PS4, PS5, because this is being held by Sony. So there is that. This is a Sony project, so it's going to be at least on the PlayStation 4 5. I would bet money on it.
Hmm.
The final thing that I want to announce is that Doki Doki Literature Club Plus is coming to the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X, Series S, and the Switch later this year on June 30th, and it's getting a physical release also for the
Oh
Switch.
man, I have so many thoughts about this.
It's getting new content, new scenarios, and improved visuals.
Oh no, I might have to
I'm
play
getting
this
it.
again.
I'm getting it.
Hmm.
You know what? You know what? Okay. Just because we're finishing up with the anime news, just for the heck of it, Broseph, let's move on to that special part really quick that involves cake, candles, and presents.
Oh, you mean Anime Birthday?
Just Monica. Just Monica.
I think she got stuck on Doki Doki Literature Club there a little bit, Zoms.
Let me see really quick. Let's give a birthday shout out to Takanashi from Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions. That's all I got for that. I don't want to take too much time away from this E3 segment.
That was the only anime birthday, Zoms?
Yeah, happy birthday to Rika. It's June 12th.
Okay. Well, because we covered E3, that was actually our big topic this week. So we don't have a big topic, other than the fact that Metroid 5!
See, and then I'm all about Psychonauts too. Death Stranding, so I mean
I'm all about the anime ones and was waiting on Halo for so long, and I still have to wait for Halo. The River City stuff, the Contra stuff, Elden Ring. There's so much that I'm looking forward to.
There's too much. There is too much. I love it.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna be busy with all these video games and the shows that Netflix had announced. I was looking at that. That was pretty cool. The Netflix Geeked Week. They had the announcements, like the two announcers. They did a really good job, and they had guest host and everything. And Netflix did a really good job, and I'm happy. Also, Netflix does give a portion of their proceeds to the creators of the for anime and whatever. So I support Netflix. They keep anime going, and they do keep a really good schedule. Whereas if there's a season 2 of an anime coming out, or even a show or whatever, they do a really good job with keeping true to the release dates. Usually a year from when it first aired. So good job, Netflix.
Yes. Well, I think that does it, everyone, for this week's podcast. Thank you so much for listening, even to me rambling on about Metroid. On behalf of myself, Zoms,
I'll give you some time to think about all the cool stuff that had happened. Please email me and let's talk about it.
and Moxie.
Joseph, wait, Joseph. What was that? What was that email?
Oh, nerdbreakpodcast@gmail.com.
Good job.
Are you happy, Zoms?
I am Moxie.
just Monica. Just Monica.
She's
Just
still stuck on
Monica.
Doki Doki Literature
Just
Club.
Monica.
Somebody do something to fix Moxie. She's broken. Thank you again, though, everyone, for listening. Don't forget to check us out on our podcasts on Podbean, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, all fun places. And here on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more of our fun, nerdy reactions. As for myself, Metroid 5! See you next time, everyone. Metroid 5!
Just Monica.
Seriously, Zombie, fix Moxie.